Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. We're starting a new week, guys. I'm really excited because who knows what's going to happen in court this week. I haven't really been, super focused on courts because we were stuck in those real long, crazy trials. So I probably missed so much, but that's all right because now I can start this week and get some craziness. I hope everybody's staying warm. It was great here today. It was very, very warm all day. Like if it rained, it would not have snowed. It was hard to be stuck inside today. And then I got jerk customers who harassed me. But yeah, we're going to go to Jersey today for some stuff. Can't remember. I think it's that one right there. We're not going to start in Jersey though. We're going to start in, I don't know. I think it's Colorado. We're going to start in Colorado for a 1 minute clip. 1 minute. That's all you get.
The home of the victim or witnesses and stay away from any other location they're likely to be found. And you refrain from contacting or directly or indirectly communicating with the victims or witnesses. The victim is listed as Eileen Martinez. Do you understand those conditions?
I understand, yes.
If you were to violate any of those conditions, it would be a separate crime, violation of a protection order. Do you understand that?
I understand that I'm housed in a 10 by 8 cell 24 to 22 hours a day. I would just like to enter that as my evidence to this court.
Okay. So I will see you back here next Thursday at 2:00.
And Mr. Engel, this is Ian King. The reason the court's advising you of the protection orders, it also covers jail phone calls. So if you made a jail phone call to the alleged victim in the case, that would also count as a violation. So just be very careful, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, yeah. All right. We'll see you next week.
Were none of you listening? He doesn't care about the victim. He cares about him having consequences for whatever he did to the victim, which was probably her or his fault anyway. That's right. This is how you start your week. None of these people come in here saying, oh my gosh, what I did to this victim, I can't believe I did that. That's not fair what happened to them. It's not fair what I did to them. So this judge, this next judge is great. He's great.
Vincent Fulton.
Present, Your Honor.
Mr. Fulton, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
The case is 24M2498 comes on for an advisement. The court has reviewed the file and finds probable cause. Bond was set on a failure to appear just recently. Regarding bond, let me hear from the attorneys first. Let's start with defense. Go ahead. All right, let's start with prosecution.
Thank you, Judge. I would be requesting a load secured bond of $200, no drugs, just based off of the failure to.
Thank you. Defense.
Yes, sorry, Your Honor.
Reading.
Mr. Fulton has recently had gastrointestinal surgery, but he has been working very closely with his parole officer out of Aurora to get things done. He actually was in the area waiting for the office to open on Monday to work on quashing that warrant. He was planning on turning himself in. However, he was picked up on a Sunday while that office was closed. We understand that he does obviously have a parole hold. However, we still would like to ask for that PR bond.
Thank you.
Your Honor, may I address you directly, please?
Sure, if you want to say something. I don't want to hear about the facts of the case, but if you want to talk about the failure to appear, that might be interesting.
Yeah. Don't tell me what you want to tell me. You want to tell me why you didn't show up for court, dude?
I have no knowledge of what that case is even about. I've been in and out of the hospital since October 2nd.
What case? This case?
FTA. I've no knowledge. I don't know what I'm FTAing for.
Okay, I got you.
I'm not even sure if they picked up the right person because my identification has been stolen. I have a consular report of birth abroad that is missing.
I got you. I'm gonna put you on mute right now. I'm satisfied
I'm muting you. You satisfied my curiosity, so I'm muting you.
my interest. I'm looking at Vincent told to appear. Just want to make sure because maybe you didn't know. In other words, I'm listening to what you said, and I want to look it up to see if there's some merit to it. So I show Mr. Fulton arrested back in November, jailed. I don't show him how.
Rub them faster, Mel.
Getting a bond or other return date. Do you have any documentation as to his return date?
I think it's his initial
Do you
appearance. So
see anything or anybody?
He didn't get a lawyer yet. Or he has the public defender.
What I'm looking at, you got a ticket back back in November of last year. You did get a ticket. An officer gave you the ticket November 15th, and you're in jail. Just hold on a sec. I'm just letting you know what it is. An alleged theft, the theft of a prescription pill bottle, hydroxyzine of somebody else, had somebody else's name on.
I would kill him if I was married to him. He would not live long. He's just like, I'm gonna mute you. I'm done with what you have to say. Hold on. Don't talk to me. I'm talking right now.
The prescription bottle, and that you violated the protection order. That's the other allegation in the case from that November date. Let me see here. Court date added to the summons, original date, November 15. Okay, so there was a modification. Filed November 15th.
He drove away with the dog in the bed of his truck. Yes, some guy came to the bar tonight with a dog, and when he drove away, he put the dog in the bed of his truck. Now, I'm an 80s kid, so we did a lot of driving in the bed of trucks. But nowadays, you're not allowed to do that. I don't care if you do it to your children, but never put a dog in the bed of your truck. Ever. Do that. Jordan Silva.
Added a date for you to appear. Okay, so I do see that
Can't do it here either.
they corrected that and gave you a date to appear. Anything else from anybody else?
No, Judge. No, Judge.
The bottle of hydroxyzine in question, hydroxyzine is an antihistamine off-label depression medication that I was asked to hold by a female.
I got you. I don't want you to tell me any facts about that. Not that I'm not interested. I really am interested, but your attorney doesn't want you admitting to even being in possession of that, so I suspect. So I'm just going to hold you on that. Let me just talk for a minute. I'm going to set bond as it was set on the failure to appear at $500 cash sure to your property. No contact with the alleged victim. Report to parole within 24 hours of bonding out. There is a parole hold. Consume no drugs, no weapons. Division 7 arraignment. Quickest date I have is February 28th.
Oh gosh, I turned my volume down because people are saying when I talk, I'm screaming at them. I'm so loud. So I pumped it down a little bit. I don't know what to do because no matter where I put my volume, I'm either someone says I'm too low or too high. So I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fix it because it's different for different people. I don't know how other YouTubers do it. I'm at a loss. No, I'm not. It's not you though. You don't understand. I just got a message that I'm screaming at people compared to the video. And then when I turn it down, I get the same thing. You can't, like, people can't hear me. It's not you, Randy. It's not. my streaming software or YouTube or something, and I don't know what it is. Oh, Kelly, I hope it was easy to swallow. I hope it made your throat feel better.
8:30 a.m. in my courtroom at the Justice Center. We'll see you then, sir. If that parole hold gets lifted, we'll talk. Okay? Your attorney will let me know. Mr. Gonzalez, Ricardo? Mr. Gonzalez? Oh, there you are.
We're going to stick with this judge for one more. I think one more. I didn't memorize all my clips. But this one is better.
And ma'am.
Thank you.
Maybe. Ms. Fernandez? Good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
Longmont 25M94.
Just hesitant to give me one.
Court's reviewed the file, finding probable cause. I've issued a criminal protection order in your case too, ma'am. No contact with the alleged victim. Do you understand that? Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Additionally, I'm ordering that you relinquish any firearms or ammunition that you may have in your possession or control within 24 hours of getting out of this jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I do not own any. I've already filled out the
You
paperwork.
filled out the affidavit? All right, you have 7 days as a condition of bond to turn that in if you haven't done so already. Regarding bond, DA?
Your Honor, I have no objection to a PR, but I do know that the named victim is present and would like to speak with you.
Got it. Excuse me just a second.
I don't know.
Mr. Asplin, is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thanks for being here. Anything you want to ask me or tell me?
I would like to see if I can get the restraining order paperwork or whatever it's called removed, because we live and work together. And as I told the officers, she never hit me. I have no bruises. She's in here because an officer wanted to retaliate against me.
I don't understand.
I don't understand. I love this judge.
I called internal
An
invest.
officer's punishing you
Yes,
by arresting her.
correct.
Okay.
We are roommates, and they know arresting her is putting time and days that I'm missing work to be here.
Where are you working?
I work at Walmart and the Dollar Tree, and she works at the Dollar Tree with me.
I don't understand.
How long has she been there?
She's been working there for about a month now. I got her the job. She has autism and social anxiety, which she was having a panic attack, which is a mental health issue, not a criminal issue.
All right. Anything else, sir?
No, that is it, sir.
Or a hot date.
Okay. DA, I think I heard from, or did I hear everything from you or anything?
Would you like me to address the modification of the protection order?
Sure, if you want to take care of that, sure.
Your Honor, I would object to modification of the protection order. There were witnesses in this case, so, and he did tell officers that she did not hit him, but I do believe that a protection order is appropriate.
Okay. Defense.
Yes, I would like to reiterate something that Mr. Asplin said. Ms. Fernandez does report to me that she is on the autism spectrum and that during the times of the alleged events, she was having a panic attack, as well as potentially having some seizure symptoms. She reported to me that they are roommates, and by roommates, she means that they live in her car together. We talked about the importance of her staying away if a protective order were to be implemented and how she would have to go to a shelter. We talked through those options, but this protective order would be tremendously difficult for her to continue based on these facts.
Thank you. Court sets bond as follows: $500 personal recognizance. Ms. Fernandez, that means you're bonding out today. Do you understand? Conditions of your bond are as follows: no contact with the named victim. A civil standby is authorized if that's needed. No weapons. Comply with the firearm relinquishment and the firearm affidavit. Mr. Asplin, I heard what you said, and I recognize there's an inconvenience, maybe more than an inconvenience here, but candidly, the DA is right. There were witnesses to a physical altercation. Additionally, Ms. Fernandez admitted to hitting you. So I understand there were no injuries, and I also get that it may have been part of a panic attack, but that doesn't mean that it didn't happen, as you've alleged. And candidly, the retaliation from police officer is not credible to me. We can talk about no contact, modifying the no contact, but for now, to be clear, no contact with the named victim. You understand? Can you follow that protection order?
I can.
Okay, thank you. We'll see you in Longmont, Division 11 on March 17, 8:30 a.m. That's your next court setting. Apply for the public defender when you leave here.
Your Honor, I cannot come to court on March 17th because I will be very drunk on March 17th.
You got me? Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Asplin.
Okay. Oh wait, I think this is him too. I think we got another one with him. Nothing crazy happens in this one. It's just he's shocked and I'm shocked at first, but then we all understand.
And I've been asked, for the record, could everybody speak directly into the microphone? It's the folks on WebEx are unable to hear us all unless we're speaking right into the microphone. And then we're going to jump back to the felony docket, Lorenzo Real. Where's Lorenzo Real?
He was also a
refusal. Okay, we'll put that aside for now. And then the next case after that is Michael Schaefer. Where's Michael Schaefer?
3 minutes.
Mr. Schaefer, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Mr. Schaefer, you have two cases. You have 25M155 and 25CR130, and Mr. Schaefer, you're present in custody in each of these cases. In each of these cases, you are represented by Mr. Gillio, and Ms. Houtzinger is here for the people. And I am going to set bond on these cases, but before I do, I want to tell you that I am imposing a mandatory protection order, which prohibits you from having any contact directly or indirectly with the named victim in this case. Do you understand I'm issuing this protection order?
Yes, sir.
Do you also understand that this protection order means you can't go to this person's work, you can't go to call this person, you can't send him an IM, a DM, a text message, phone call, send him a letter, tell a friend to send a message to this person and say, give me my stuff.
Judy.
No contact, indirectly or directly whatsoever. Do you understand that?
I do, yes.
If you do, you'll end up right back in jail if you're released, and they'll file new charges against you. You understand that?
I understand that.
Okay. Then we will have an acknowledged mandatory protection order. I'm going to find this case falls under the Brady Act. You cannot have weapons, ammunitions, and if you do, you have to relinquish them within 24 hours of your release and file an affidavit verifying the same. Regarding bond I have read both the felony and the misdemeanor allegations noting that there's probable cause in both. There's a CPAT score of 1, recommendation for a PR bond. The felony score case is serious, and there were visible injuries according to law enforcement. I guess I want to hear from both parties,
Here we go, guys.
starting with whomever wants to speak.
I can start, Your Honor.
Yeah.
I was surprised by the CPAT score. I noted that in, I believe, the bond report filed in 25 CR 130, it only is listed the misdemeanor proposed charges. The people are very concerned about the allegations in this case and have very serious victim safety concerns. I'm requesting a $75,000 cash surety or bond.
75,000?
Yes.
We have a felony and the misdemeanor. and then I have the out-of-state marijuana possession 2021, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
75,000?
This is a serious strangulation in which the victim was too afraid to report anything to the police until he was arrested.
Okay.
There were injuries observed by the officers over a week after the reported assault. The victim reported she thought she was going to die during the incident. She thought her teeth might break. And I read in the affidavit that Mr. Schaefer is alleged to have essentially left her on the side of the road. In the misdemeanor case, she had to pepper spray him, and he rode around on the hood of her vehicle. I have serious victim safety concerns, and I think a high cash surety or property bond is appropriate in both cases, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you for the clarification of where you were coming from, Ms. Heltzinger. Now I understand. Mr. Gilio.
Me too.
Judge, I would be basically asking for the polar opposite of that. I'd be asking for a personal recognizance bond in each of these cases. I'd note that in the case that occurred up in Netherlands, that frankly, it appears she should have been charged in that case as well.
Yeah, you know why she should have been charged? You know why he thinks she should have been charged? Because when she was trying to get away from him, she jumped into her car, and he tried to stop her by jumping onto the car, and she drove, which is very bad of her to do. She could have hurt him.
Well, I mean, if we believe the allegations that he was laying on the hood of her car, that doesn't mean she gets to drive around with him on the hood of her car. She could easily lock the car and call the police.
Bitch, I would have put him under the car. I would have drove a lot. I would have drove until he flew off, and then I would have drove a little bit more.
Additionally, in the other case, I would note that, well, first of all, the case in Netherlands, the date of offense is apparently January 24th. The date of offense in the other case is before that, and it notes in the report that she spoke to the marshal in Ward on Saturday, January 18th. So she didn't appear to be afraid of him before she spoke to law enforcement, because she spoke to law enforcement. I don't know why law enforcement didn't do anything at that point, but that's not his fault. I'd also note that the CPAT scoring device explains why his CPAT recommendation is a 1. It also goes through the DVSI factors, and he scored a 0 on those. So I think personal recognizance bonds are appropriate, and I think that the bond commissioner recommended a PR bond for precisely because of the scoring.
Mr. Schaefer, where are you going to go if you get out?
I'm gonna go up to my van and get it hopefully worked on by a mechanic. I gotta keep a house
Nah, man, you're gonna go to hell if you don't change your ways.
warm so that the pipes don't burst.
But are you going to be able to go up to a place where Miss Sellers is not?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any reason to contact Miss Sellers?
No, I've been trying to keep my.
No, don't say anything like that. Just say yes or no.
No, I do not want to. No.
Okay. So here's what I'm taking into consideration, Mr. Schaefer, Ms. Heltzinger, and Mr. Gilio. I have in front of me somebody who's 33 years old, and according to the CPAT instrument, has the single allegation or single criminal history of possession of marijuana out of Kansas in 2021. In a short period of time, there is a very serious felony case that's been charged, which includes allegations of strangling. Strangling, as the parties know, is a aggravating factor which causes the court great concern as far as the acceleration of the type of extreme violence that has been committed against this victim. And then in the allegations, according to the allegations, the named victim not only thought she was going to die, there was an objective corroboration of the allegations by what the officers saw some days later after the alleged strangulation took place. And then when there was a confrontation about the defendant going to the named victim's work in order to get his stuff back, he grabbed onto the hood of her car and she drove away. And that sort of, notwithstanding Mr. Gilio's concerns that might be an aggressive act on her part, it's pretty aggressive to grab onto someone's hood of their car and not let go, and they're trying to get away from you. So I do find that this case is not conventional. In the misdemeanor case, bond will be set the amount of $1,500 PR, no contact with the victim, pretrial supervision, no weapons, comply with the firearm relinquishment requirement, file that affidavit within 7 days, and stay away from the New Moon Cafe at 1 West First Street in Netherland. In the other case, the felony case, it's going to be a $15,000 cash surety property bond with a $1,500 cash option, no contact with the victim or her residence, pretrial supervision, no weapons, comply with the firearm relinquishment requirement, file that affidavit within 7 days. Filing the charges will be on the 29th at 1:30. So that's going to be at the jail courtroom if you bond out. Otherwise, we'll see you here. Next case I have on the docket is Nathan.
Yep. Listen, guys. I forgot to tell you at the beginning, or maybe I did, but I'm going to say it again because I don't remember if I did. No matter what's going on in your marriage, a throuple is never the answer, ever, ever, ever. I don't have any thruples today. I just wanted to remind you that's never the answer. I got a clip, but I don't know what it is. Oh, I remember what it is. There we go.
All right, the court's reviewed the file. I do find there's probable cause. Mr. Flowers, I've issued a criminal protection order in this case as well. The protection order tells you that you may have no contact with the alleged victim, not direct nor indirect. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we are asking if we can address that. The alleged victim is Ms. Ella Aristov, is present on the screen, and we have some special circumstances we'd raise.
All right, well, we'll hear them in a minute.
Okay.
Additionally, as a condition of the bond, I'm ordering that you relinquish, you give up control of any firearms or ammunition that you may have, and do so within 24 hours of bonding out of jail. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Crazy.
Relatedly, I'm ordering that as a condition of bond, you provide an affidavit back to the court, that signed document confirming you've given up control, or that you never had any firearms or ammunition to begin with. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have 7 days to do that second requirement. Let's discuss the bond, then we'll discuss the terms as well as the protection order. Regarding the bond, let me hear from the people first. Ms. Mason.
Thank you, Your Honor. In this case, we don't object to a PR with the special conditions of no alcohol, comply with the protection order, no weapons, pretrial supervision, and alcohol monitoring.
Stand by a moment. All right, let me hear Ms. Aristov.
Yes.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, can you hear me?
I do, yeah, a little faint, but now when you speak up, I can hear you better when you're closer. Perfect. Ma'am, is there anything you wanted to ask me or tell me about the case or specifically about the protection order or anything?
Yeah,
If so,
there is.
now's the time.
Here we go.
Yes, I was wanting to request to lift the protection order. There's an extenuating circumstance for that reason. Prior to this incident, Alexander and I were moving to Tennessee together and have prior arrangements for housing and assistance to each other for the particular move.
And I can get into more detail about those specifics, Your Honor, when the time is right.
Okay, I got it. Anything else, ma'am?
No, sir.
All right. Mr. LeGere.
And actually, Your Honor, and Ms. Aristov reached out to me, and she did indicate that she didn't feel threatened by him. The allegations in this car was essentially that he got very intoxicated and did damage to a vehicle. And what we're asking, and actually the modification is not to lift it completely in terms of contact. They're not going to cohabitate together. She mentioned that they're moving to Tennessee. They actually had a plan in place prior to this incident whereby he's got a lease now in Tennessee for as a consumer safety inspector. He's been there for 16 months. He just got promoted, and they want him to start on the 24th in February. So he's already signed a lease. Her plan was, and the reason that she wants the protection order lifted is because she needs his help to load all of her things into a moving van. He's going to put all of his things into a different vehicle.
Yep. She wants the protection order lifted because she wants him to move all of her stuff for her so she doesn't have to move it.
His own vehicle. And so he's going to help her essentially get moved. And then they're going to go down to Tennessee, make sure that he gets all his things. Maybe a few of them will be in the van, but she's going to go live with her mother in Florida, where they have their 3 animals, and he has a lot of his other possessions there. But the plan was, even before this incident happened, was that they would move. He'd go down to Tennessee. She goes down to Florida, stays about 2 or 3 months in Florida, and then she was going to move back into a separate residence. And the plan was so that he could work on his drinking, really kind of get his personal life in order in a better way before they even consider cohabitating again. So my suggestion and my thought, Your Honor, was that they would be allowed to have contact with a third person adult present. In other words, the only reason he would ever need to be in her house, their house, when he bonds out, he can go live with his mother. His mother also lives in Longmont. Her mother lives in Florida. He would move in with his mom. The only reason they would need to have contact is helping her pack up her things and move the larger pieces of furniture into the moving van. And they would always have a third party adult present with him. So my ask is that he be allowed to have contact with her as long as there's a third party adult present with them for the sole purpose of her moving, to be able to help continue on with their move. She feels that she cannot do it without his help because she has nobody in Colorado, essentially.
Well, then who's going to be the third person standing there?
Well, he's got the mom, he was saying his mom. I told him that I've got a good friend.
I love this judge. She's smart. I don't understand.
Who he and his son would come in for about $100 a day. They could come and help them move. He's helped me do a lot of that kind of work, and
perfect.
I would help line that up. So I'd also kind of give him the rundown as to what to pay attention to, and make sure that obviously everyone's behaving. Everyone meaning Mr. Flowers.
Got it. DA's position on the protection order.
Thank you, Judge. I would object to a full no contact lift. I don't think defense is also asking for that. I am hesitant about a third party being present for moving purposes or being in the house, but I understand. I would have no objection to them coordinating the moving process because I'm assuming they have things together. So I guess reluctantly I don't object to defense's ask.
I do. I've looked at the criminal history. Candidly, I'm not sure how you got a federal job. I certainly hope you don't have security clearance with the criminal history in the background. It's quite concerning. I object strenuously to allowing full contact. What I will do, though, is allow electronic contacts. You two can talk. Ms. Utterstuff, you can email, text message, or you can do whatever you want. He can email, text message, or call you. Electronic communication, video, anything like that, social media messaging to discuss. Obviously, you have some important decisions you got to make and coordinate. But no, you're not going to the house. No, you're not going to help. Mr. Leger's got a hookup, Ms. Arstoff, so it looks like he can have somebody come help you do your thing. I'm not going to allow the in-person contact at this time. Not with the history and the allegations, the out-of-control allegations in this case, but I will modify both bond and protection order to allow electronic contact. Mr. Flowers, do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm assuming that does not include telephone conversation, just electronic, like text messaging is okay, but
Mr. Flowers like, hey, thanks, Judge. Now I don't have to move.
No, incorrect. Phone, I interpret phone as electronic because it is electronic. So to be explicit, telephone calls, text messages, emails, social media app messaging, video messaging, all of that is okay. And I'm going to write it all explicitly right here. And only for the purposes of coordinating the move. Do you copy that? Mr. Flowers, you understand how I've changed this?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any questions about it?
Not at this time, no.
All right. Ms. Arstoff, do you understand what I've done?
Yes.
Okay, I understand you may disagree with it, but for now, this is as far as I'm willing to allow the contact. We can talk about it more. We can talk about it more in the future. Division 11 arraignment will be March 17. Actually, I don't think I set the bond yet, so let me set the bond. I think I just heard the argument. I'm going to set a PR bond. You're getting out of jail today. $1,000 personal recognizance. Just sign your name. Conditions: no contact with the alleged victim except electronic contact. Pretrial supervision via CJS. Report to CJS within 24 hours of bonding out. Consume no alcohol, not a drop. Substance use monitoring at the discretion of CJS. Civil standby is authorized. No weapons. Comply with the firearm relinquishment and the affidavit. Continue any mental health treatment and or medications only as prescribed. Comply with the criminal protection order. Now we'll set an arraignment in Longmont, Division 11, March 17. Does that work for your calendar, Mr. Leger?
is there a day other than a Monday?
Perhaps. Can we get a different Longmont even out of custody date? Non-Monday.
Astral projection.
March 13 morning?
One moment.
Yes.
I stopped it there because I was bored. Because all they were doing was setting a date. I just think, okay, I agree with them. I agree with the judge. But, however, I think making him move her stuff would be a worser punishment. Because, look at her. She'd be like, no, don't put that box there in the truck. Put it over there. Can you pull all that out? I want to put this in first. Oh, okay. Now I have to play a video without doxing anyone. Wish me luck. I'm going to put my hand on the mute button hard. See if I can do it. Hi, Nakama.
Your name?
Bo Harris.
Oh.
Harris.
Oops. And you're on?
What's your name?
Will Harris.
I addressed you before.
Yeah, they just said they needed me back.
Your Honor, this is Monica Pope from Pretrial Services. That was a accident on my behalf. We did arraign this defendant already. He can.
Yes. Khalil Harris, right?
Yes.
You remember seeing me about 45 minutes ago?
Yes.
Okay. We are done with that case. You can leave the booth, please.
Who do I go to pretrial? Talk to pretrial?
I don't know where you're going, but I have addressed your case. Just leave the booth. Call the officer to come.
Okay, now, pretrial, who is not an officer, just flat out said, Judge, this is my fault. I told them to bring this one back in by my mistake. No, the judge isn't happy with this. The judge thinks that the jail should know when pretrial is wrong. So he's going to get him.
Officer Biondi needs to understand the court. She, I don't mean needs to, she understands it, and maybe she can explain it to him. The officer can come in. They can also bring in those that we have not addressed.
She's coming.
Officer Biondi.
Yes, Your Honor.
Khalil Harris is only here for a summons.
Okay.
I have addressed the summons. I don't determine whether he gets released or not on a summons. The summons is not the reason he is being held. Nobody is in the county jail for a summons.
Yeah, the office called and put him in after Garcia. That's why we did.
I'm sure.
So, can you repeat that?
The office told the desk officer to put Mr. Harrison after Miss Garcia. That's why we did that.
No.
So there was.
They should, if he has whatever case is holding him, your records room should be able to determine that or find it. But this summons that is on the final vertical, let me tell you the number. That is number 21, is not the reason he is in custody. I addressed it just to arraign him on it.
All righty. So
All right.
need to see Mr. Gonzalez?
If he's ready.
Yep, he's ready. Go ahead, Gonzalez.
Do we have a decision on number 7, Mr. Marlin?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Your name, sir?
Victor Gonzalez.
The matter of Victor Gonzalez, W 2025 000874 0714. Mr. Prosecutor.
Yes, Your Honor. That matter, the state for non-DV.
So you will be detained, sir, until January 31st, 2025. Next Friday. That's on Friday. This Friday. You will appear before Judge Callahan for...
Yes, January 2025. That's how long I've been playing these long court cases. I still have stuff back from January waiting.
a detention hearing. Judge Callahan will decide whether you will be released or not. After that, your case will continue before Judge Wright on March 10th, 2025 at 9 a.m. Public Defender Burns is assigned to represent you. Do you understand?
Yes.
You can leave the booth now, please.
He always bounces every day. So do I, actually.
Your name, sir?
John C. Nickerson.
The matter of Jasim Hankerson, W 2025-000917-0714. Mr. Prosecutor.
Yes, Judge, with regard to this matter, the state has moved for domestic violence detention.
So you will be detained, sir, until Friday, January 31st, 2025. You will appear before Judge Rosero for your detention hearing. Judge Rosero will decide whether you will be released or not. After that, your case will go before Judge Rosero on March 10th, 2025 at 9 a.m. Public Defender Fish is assigned to represent you. Do you understand?
Can you say March 10th? What do I have, sir?
March 10th is your court date. January 31st is your detention hearing.
And March 10th was my court date for this case?
Yes.
And January 31st is my court hearing. And then my next court date would be March 10th.
Next court date is January 31st. It is called a detention hearing, where the judge will decide whether to release you or not. That's on Friday. January 31st comes before March 10th.
And then the next
so you have
court
to
hearing.
go January 31st first, and then March will come.
He knew that. He was saying, my next one will be March. He meant like after this one on Friday is next. And he doesn't understand. So the judge did not understand what this guy meant. So he is mansplaining everything to him.
And there you go on March 10th. Whether you are released on the 31st or not, you have to come to court to address the charge against you. January 31st does not address the charge against you. It only addresses whether you will be detained or not. And then on March 10th, you come to start addressing the charge. The charge is not going to go away until it is addressed. You understand?
Yes, sir. And so if I come back on January 31st and I'm detained again, my next court date will be March 10th. Well, I'll have
yes, whether you are detained or not, it has nothing to do. March 10th has nothing to do with whether you are detained or not. Whether you are detained or not, the charge remains and will be addressed starting March 10th.
Yes, sir. Okay. Now, I was just asking, even if I get detained on the 31st, my next court date won't be detained. I'll get another court date before.
No, there are no two detention hearings, only one. So if you are detained, you won't come back the next day for another detention hearing. Your next court date will be March 10th for the case to be addressed while you are in detention.
All right, sir. Thank you. That's it.
All right.
No,
yes, you can leave. Yes.
Before he leaves, I think he might have an earlier date. He was through CJP recently under P number 2401249. I believe that has an earlier date.
Can Ms. Pope and Ms. Nestor, can you check if there is another court date for Mr. Hankerson?
Excuse me, Judge.
Give me what the prosecutor is suggesting, that maybe you have a different court date from March 10th.
Mr. Mullen, can you give that number again slowly, please?
Of course. It's P number 2401 2493.
24.
Can I ask a question?
249.
No, sir. Be quiet. Just be silent. They are looking up information. What question could you be asking?
No, I want to ask if the state picked this case up, sir.
So nobody can answer that question now. There is a court session for you to deal with this, not today. I'm just giving you your court date today.
I know, but I am fighting a prior case to this one, sir, and I got court on February the 10th, sir. If that's the case that y'all looking for, I'm on pretrial services.
Sir, if you have any court date, go to court. Go to every court date that you have. Don't use this as an excuse to say that you didn't go to court. Go to every court date that you have.
No, I'm saying, sir, I have court. You said you want to look up if I have any other
No, sir, please stop. Mr. Mullen.
Your Honor, The date that I have scratched down on my notes here is February the 10th under that P number.
Ms. Nestor?
Your Honor, I need an ESSER pretrial services. I didn't get the full number from Mr. Mullen.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ms. Nestor. All right. It's 2401 2493.
Thank you.
Of course.
One moment, please.
Oh, what if he's detained and he can't get to court?
Your Honor, I need an ESSER pretrial services. I do see a matter before Judge Rosero on February 10th at 9 a.m.
Which matter is that?
This is for a plea disposition conference on complaint. Do you want me to give you the complaint, Your Honor?
Yes.
Complaint number is W2020. Yes.
Okay. So you're going to go to that court date on February 10th. Now, before you get there on February 10th, your lawyers also have this complaint number for which you're going to the detention hearing on Friday. And so whether they will consolidate the complaint is what the lawyers and the court clerk of the judge and the judge, maybe the judge herself, will work on, and the state, the prosecutor's office. If they want to put everything together, which might be the most efficient way of doing it, they might do that. But right now, I'm not doing it. So you're going to court that was previously scheduled on February 10th. When you get there on February 10th, if these court dates will be consolidated with that one, they will let you know. Otherwise, they remain separate. You understand?
So, but when I go to court on the yes, sir. So when I go to court on the 31st, they will let me know if that case will be with that case.
31st is a detention hearing once again, and it's a detention hearing on this complaint. It has nothing to do with the 2024 matter. The 2024 matter, if they want to tell you that your cases have been consolidated, they can tell you that on the 31st, but it's not related to what I'm telling you today. It is an administrative proceeding about scheduling, which the Superior Court judge can handle. The Superior Court judge can on the 31st say, oh, this person, the court clerk says, we have all these cases. Okay, we're going to put all of them together on this date. But unless the judge tells you that, your dates remain the way I have told you. If you already have a court date for February 10th is regarding a 2024 complaint, please go to that court. If you go there and they want to talk about the March 10th, which is the 2025 complaint, the judge can do that, but I'm not doing it. Do you understand?
Yes. Now, if I'm in here on February 10th, they would transfer me to my court date, right?
What happened?
If I'm here on February 10th, will the county transfer me to court?
Will they transfer you to work?
To court.
What do you mean transfer you to court?
If I'm here on February 10th, sir, will the county take me to court?
Of course, if you're there, you have to, they will make arrangements for you to appear in court. I don't understand the question.
I don't know, sir, so I would just ask. I'm not trying to make it a day hard.
Of course you know, because you have been appearing in court since last year. So you know that the jail makes arrangements for you to appear in court. So you know.
I was just asking, sir. I'm not trying to be funny enough, sir.
Well, I mean, I don't know why you're asking. Who did you ask before you appeared today? The county makes arrangement for you to appear in court when you are incarcerated. Part of the process is that you appear in court. The officers will tell you. They will direct you on what you need to do if you need to do anything. So you know your court date. If they don't give you the facility to appear in court, you remind them that you have a court date today. The day before, you should be reminding them, I have court tomorrow. What do I need to do? And the rest of the process will follow. You understand?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I was just asking because I did not know, sir. Not trying to be funny enough.
It's fine. The officers will explain the process of whenever you need to appear in court to you. Make sure you go to court for all your court dates. You understand?
Yes.
Right. You can leave the booth now, please.
Please, please leave the booth now. I was not in the mood for you today, sir. The best part about his court is the stuff that I cannot play because it's all addresses. So, everybody who goes in that booth who is not detained, like this guy was detained, everybody who comes into that booth, the judge asks the same thing. What is your address? Never, zero people can tell him their address. Zero. Every single person is a bumbling mess from beginning to end because they're like, and he has to try to figure out who that is. Then he has to get it verified, and then the prosecutor says, "Nah, that's not a good address. It's not nowhere. That's not even a real address." So they can't go anywhere. They can't go anywhere unless they give him an address that he agrees with. And no one ever says their apartment number, and I don't know why. So when you're giving the court your address, they'll just be like 123 Main Street. Well, is there an apartment number? Yeah, 6B. Why didn't you say that? Why does he have to ask? I wish I could show you these because they are hilarious. But it's addresses, and I'm not allowed to show addresses, even though they're public knowledge. If you look that guy up right now, if you just type his name onto the internet because he's a criminal, his address is public knowledge. Easily gotten right there. I can't play addresses, which sometimes I do. But it's okay because it's public knowledge. All right. We're going to Fleischer now. It's time to go to Fleischer. And I've been saving this one clip out of all of the Fleischer that we missed over the last, I don't know how long we've been doing these clips. There was one particular day that I saved. Just this one. And I didn't see any cases from it. I don't know if it's good, bad, or whatever. I just saw the judge this day. And the judge looks so good. And some of you know already from what I said which day I'm going to pick.
Remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On January 16, 2025 at 12:04 a.m., the officer observed a vehicle traveling the wrong way at Belfort Avenue in Harris County, Texas.
Judge Fleischer looks like a badass with that on, you know. You know, he looks like a badass. Judge, bring it back. Judge, come on.
A traffic stop was initiated, and the defendant, the driver, did not initially roll down his windows. After multiple commands by the officers, the defendant finally rolled down his windows, and the officer observed the defendant to make further movements as if to conceal something. The defendant did not produce his driver's license, and the officer observed a strong odor of marijuana from the vehicle and his person. The officer observed the defendant to have a loaded firearm in his waistband, and the defendant stated he smoked earlier and was not the registered owner of the vehicle. The officer located in plain view, sticking out of the defendant's right pocket, a small package with training and experience is used to conceal marijuana. PC search was conducted, and the officer found 3.31 grams of marijuana under the driver's seat, and the defendant admitted the marijuana was his.
So Arlene, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. If you run his license, see if he has.
Not eligible, Your Honor.
Okay. You are not allowed to drive. I am making that a condition of your bond. I don't care what's going on in your life. If you don't have a license and liability insurance, you are not allowed to drive. Do you understand? You will be signing a promise with me. Like I said, I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to
Yes,
save 50
Irish.
people. If you don't have a license and insurance, do not drive.
My coffee's here. Be right back. Be good.
I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, Mr. Arlene? Okay, I'm going to have you fill out an application. I need to know everything about you, and I'll take a look to see whether you qualify. Don't pick up any new cases. Don't become a danger to my public, and above all else, do not drive. Do you understand? Okay, come on. Can you file those conditions in the driving, please?
Yes, Judge.
And without insurance as well.
Yes, Judge.
All right, the next one is on page 2. Azadi.
Azari? Abdul Azari. Okay.
Next judge is on page 20. Salvedra, come on up. This way. Maybe you can sign it and send it this way.
Good morning, Mr. Saavedra.
Go ahead and sign.
Sir, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
One moment, Your Honor, it's loading. Okay. On January 15th, 2025, the officer was conducting surveillance in the Greenpoint area, and the officer was in an unmarked vehicle in an apartment complex and observed 18-year-old defendant join up with 2 other males, co-defendants. He had already witnessed using a firearm. The 3 males walked around the apartment complex together, and the officer witnessed the defendant being given the firearm and wave it around. The 2 other males encouraged the defendant to shoot the gun, and the officer did not see the defendant fire the weapon, and the officer maintained visual until the officers were able to detain all 3 defendants at a nearby gas station. The gun was found in the co-defendant's waistband, and all 3 individuals were placed in custody.
Mr. Saavedra, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of any weapons. Do you understand? I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in contact with any. Did anyone else get arrested in this case? Or is it just him? I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm sending you for a test right now. You're to come back. If you fail the test, if you fail to come back, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. Do you understand?
Your Honor, this is a co-defendant in court 4. The cause number is 2547734.
You want to send it? Okay, so let's just do this for now. Go ahead, take a seat for me. We're going to transfer your case to the other court because that's where it belongs. Okay, please. So don't worry about it.
Yes.
All right, Judge, that's the last arraignment for now.
What? Really?
That's right.
Oh,
I think that's it, Judge.
okay. No THAs?
No, Judge.
Brock?
Good morning, Your Honor. I was just putting in the
Hey,
chat. I was present. Good morning. How are you?
Pretty good. What's up?
Hey, I was letting you know I was present on Ms. Jasmine Roberson,
Okay.
and I believe she's present in court this morning. I spoke with her.
Where are we headed?
So on this one, Your Honor, I emailed the state. I think last time I asked for an evaluation, I think they got some issues with extrapolation as well as with operation, but I've never gotten an answer back regarding that. So this is one that's either PTI or trial, depending on their evaluation.
Is Kelsey going to be here today?
She should be here.
Okay, give me a second. Let me wait for Kelsey to get here, Brock, and then I'll talk to her about it and see where we're going.
No problem. No problem. And I copied her on the email also this morning, so she should have it. And I told her what the issues were also. Thank you, Your Honor. I'll hold.
Yeah, I'll let you know when she gets here.
He was attempting to investigate. He was attempting to.
Mr. Mueller. Hey, bud. What's up?
I'm approaching about John L. Ferrar on today's docket.
Is that the gentleman in
Near Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to travel here today because of the weather, and so his family says she can get him here for hospice.
What are we doing with it?
We're gonna discuss that today.
Do you have a plan or something? You know, like, is there an offer or PTIs or, let me see. Is it just for the bond violation? Is that why?
Took him to the hospital in order to get a prescription refilled, and it took longer than we anticipated.
Okay. I mean, we're not gonna ding him for that. I mean, there's no need to bring him all the way over here. If that's, do you have some kind of proof that that's?
I can get it from here.
Okay, show me that that's the case, and then we'll continue supervision.
Okay.
That way he doesn't have to come. Right. Right, but I want to make sure that that was, you know, and if that's the case, just let me know, and then, of course, we're not gonna, you know.
Judge, I believe he was also on docket to take the drug test again that we had discussed.
Okay, well, let's first see how that goes. All right, okay.
So I'll just reset it for tomorrow and then get proof from the aunt, and then depending on how that goes.
For sure.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, Mr. Bean.
Judge, we have an arraignment.
Okay,
Is that containing amendments come on up? What's the last name?
Message.
Okay, so she's in the hospital.
good morning, Mr. Newman. Sir, you're charged with evading arrest or detention. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 15th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to Texas Southern regarding a male on campus possibly carrying a firearm. The caller provided the name and dispatch ran through arms and located a recent picture and a trespass notice. The officer observed the defendant walk into the library, immediately walked out accompanied by a second black male, and the officer attempted to detain the defendant, and the defendant ran northbound, ran through an apartment complex. The officer drove through the complex and set up a perimeter and observed the defendant run out of the complex. The officer exited a marked patrol vehicle in full uniform, drew a duty weapon, and ordered the defendant to the ground. The defendant ignored the commands and continued running and was assisted to the ground by the officer. The defendant stated he ran due to being scared. The defendant evaded approximately 0.4 miles.
What was he doing wrong?
Just so you know, Maiko, I read the comment and not always who says it. I read the comment first to see if there's anything bad, blah, 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 blah. And as soon as I read cream of water soup is bad, I knew Maiko typed that. I'm like, that is Maiko. And then I look. It was not Maiko. However, JK, Maiko appreciated it, and so did I.
So there was a report of a possible firearm on campus and the caller provided the name and he was attempting to investigate that and he was just trying to detain him to
They
investigate.
give the description of him.
They just gave the name and then they
A name
ran
of-
that through arms and they found a picture of that person.
So the caller gave the name of Mr. Newman?
Yes, Judge. Gave Mr. Newman's name. The officer ran that name and found a picture and then observed him leaving the library and attempted to detain him.
Yes.
And then he ran.
There was also a current trespass notice for the defendant as well.
Yes, Judge.
From TSU?
From the arms or TSU.
Yes, Judge. They found for TSU through arms.
Mr. Newman, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Let's do this. I'm going to appoint you a lawyer today because there's several things that we need to look at. So do you mind reaching out to the MAC for Mr. Newman? Mr. Newman, assuming we go forward with the case, you're not to be in possession of any weapons. Do you understand? I'm
Yes,
making
sir.
that a condition of your bond.
Yes, sir.
If I find that you have any weapons, I'm going to revoke your bond. I'm going to put you in jail. Just all I want is my community to be safe. I'm not asking for much. You understand? Okay. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria, then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box, sir. Okay? You found the weapons, please.
Yes, Judge.
Texas State University? I tried and failed. But if you don't try, you'll never get there.
John, are you with us today? You with us today? No?
Listen, I guarantee to find the answer to any question. Ever. Just ask me a question. I will give you the answer. Right, wrong, or whatever. And then chat and comments will let us know the real answer. See? Watch. This video is going to go out later and someone's going to type in the comment 2 months from now, Texas Southern University.
Click on that, so you should be able to review that.
Is it though? Does everybody in Texas listen to country western music? Do they?
Yes, I do.
Is there anybody walking around Texas saying, I don't like country? Hi, Will. Let's watch Will. Good to know. Kelly saves Texas.
I'll let you know if they get back with me.
I don't feel only you send that first. I don't feel it's great and I really need it. The chain house? Sure.
I think it's. Judge, it was a resolved judge. And the PC court found PC on the new case. They have found. So I'm guessing that's.
How do you see that? You didn't see that.
If you go to the second case for the 7822, right below it. That's the new case. It was filed the next day.
Hey, don't worry. the next day they found PC, it was on a refile. So, yeah.
Sorry about that, Judge.
No, that's okay.
Do you want me to just?
So yeah, just delete the 2B then, since they already found PC. You need me to unsign it?
Yes, if you can, Judge.
Okay.
I all but stopped cooking completely in the last 4 or 5 months. Because it's just, I made the best meatloaf the other day. No one even took a bite. It was delicious. I'm still thinking about it. I used to cook every day, every single day. And it's so lovely. If I don't want to cook, I just don't anymore. Hey, Willie. I haven't seen you in a while. Don't go back to sleep.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
DWI second.
I love cooking.
I
I love
jail be on DWI second. Is there still a minimum 72 hours required? Or if he's already served that?
Who are we talking about?
Mr. Jennings. JGG. Got almost 120 days. He was in custody. He just bonded out at Christmas. State's offered time served in the DWI and dismissing the other charge. But if we do that on a second, does he still have to go back in for 72 hours?
But he's got the credit, right?
That's a credit.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, if you're pleading to, it's a second, so don't put do 30 with credit for whatever, the 100 something, whatever it is, I don't want to put 2 credit for, but I don't think, if he's got that credit, then he's got the credit, right? It's satisfied. Sure.
You're right.
I don't know, Kelly. I want a beef stroganoff today after work. So I get to the grocery store and I bought a pizza because it was so expensive. I just couldn't.
Right.
Good morning, Judge.
Hey, bud.
Hey, Your Honor, I'm here on Jose Puentes Carizales.
Okay.
He did the TRAS on Friday. I've submitted everything we have to submit for approval. I still haven't gotten a response from the DAs, whether he's been approved or not. I emailed Gomez yesterday.
Alex, what's saying?
So we don't have any notes about the approval. We'd have to reach out, or he'd have to reach out to Brenda as well.
Okay, let's roll it to Monday. I'll waive the appearance. And then if you can reach out to Ms. Gomez to find out. Okay.
Fantastic,
Or
Judge.
Tuesday.
That'll work.
Sorry, let's do Tuesday.
Tuesday would be fine, Judge. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
man,
and then
my
we'll waive the
microphone is
appearance.
on.
Hey,
Sorry. I just drank. Sorry. I plan on doing a members only today. Not a long one, just 4 or 5 hours. After Judge Fleischer's docket's over, unless I'm sleeping, So, but I'm just warning everybody now. There's this cranky judge, which we've seen before in Georgia, we're just going to watch one of his dockets from beginning to end. And there's some good parts, and then there's some boring parts, and then there's some good parts. There is a sex toy involved, and and a dead body involved. So, so you know, those are two things that are going to happen. So I just plan on putting on his docket, which is a couple hours long, and we're just going to watch it together today. And if you don't, if it's not a whole bunch of clips of funny and crazy. So if you need to be constantly entertained, just go somewhere else. Go to any other channel, you'll be fine. But it's going to be members only because there's a sex toy in there and there's a dead body. So anyway, that'll be later today.
Bottom of page 18. They're waiting on a response for PTI.
Okay.
Tuesday, got it.
All right, we see you then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Take care, man.
Is that a waive appearance?
Yeah.
Wednesday, come on up.
No, it's fun. Yes, it's very certain. We're not going to. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Today, I'm just wanting the court now, should I wait outside until I'm called or?
No, I'm ready when you are. We just need them to have the plea paperwork been filed.
I think so, Judge. That's on
Yeah,
Travis,
filed, counsel.
on Travis.
Yeah, it's been filed.
You know, one thing's gonna.
Did you say Gonzalez?
Welcome to Court Five.
I don't know if we have an interpreter yet, Judge. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Can you bring your client up so we can have him sign?
I'm sorry, Judge?
Do you mind bringing your client up so we can have him sign? You said Gonzalez, right?
Chavez, Judge.
Or Chavez?
David Chavez, Judge.
Okay, so we'll have him sign, and then if you just guys want to hang out, as soon as we get an interpreter, we can get it done. Okay, you ready? Hi. Good morning.
It matters.
Okay,
Can I see you?
sure. Did you want money?
Yes, sir.
Can I name them? Can I get their little dresses? Timu sells little chicken dresses. I want a chicken so bad so I can put these little dresses on them.
Okay, thank you. Is that it?
Mr. Johnson on docket for today.
Okay,
He was reset to this week to see what they were doing on his felony cases. I was reporting those yesterday and courts were closed. So can we re-roll them to next week after he goes to his felony case?
yes, absolutely, of course. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I need to ask a question without saying a bad word. Even though it's not really a bad word in this context, because I honest to God don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should know, but I live in the Northeast, and there's farms everywhere, and I don't know if there's a lot of chickens. There's chickens here. I've never been in contact with chickens. So what I need to know is, like, will a little chicken lay an egg if there's no male chicken? I'm not saying what it is because this is a wholesome channel. But if you do not have a rooster running around, will the lady chicken still lay eggs? Or do you need them? Yes. You don't need to get gotcha. Nice. Yeah, rooster. That's not what I was thinking though, Lori.
Hi, Kavita.
Are you ready for me?
Yes, ma'am.
I have Halsell on your docket, Halsell. It's, it was his prior court date, he was in custody and he's now made bonds. We just need to get bond conditions on him.
He's here? Okay.
And,
Nice, chickens, you go.
and I think that's it. I'm also filing a competency and mental health evaluation.
Say it again.
A competency evaluation.
You're gonna set it?
I'm going to work today, but I understand his mom told me that he gets one every month from the Harris Center. So I'm gonna see if I can have access to those records or if they're the same as what we would do here, but I'm gonna look into that.
Okay. Hall cell, come up.
She gets a comp eval every month.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Come on.
So are X's. X's are great fertilizer.
Where's Mom? Come on up.
I can't get on.
Oh, no problem. I have it. Yeah.
Hi, come up. You're a mom?
I am.
How are you?
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Appreciate you for having me.
You know, Mr. Hall, so with the 4 open cases, you're lucky to be out. You know, you really need to listen to Mom so that a 5th case doesn't occur. It's not going to go well if you pick up a 5th one. Do you understand?
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
They're trying to do 2 medicines on him. And it doesn't have him here with us, if it makes sense. He's listening, but it has him, if you speak, he's dragging. And I'm okay with that because I can control what's going on. As I was there, I work in the business. I work in conjunction with the one thing in the sheriff department. And I work with the homeless. I came out of engineering because he taught me 2 things. I have to pay attention to what's going on at home and not just give love to people on the street. It makes sense, right?
That's great. That's wonderful.
Done my homework recently, these last 2 situations. His grandmother and his grandfather is dealing, they had mental ideations as well. So it triggers, Mom says, be careful who you choose, but we can't be careful who you choose, right?
Right.
That was love. So I'm holding on gracefully to this. You have to excuse my appearance. I've been in cold gray.
Oh, please, you look great. But my concern is that please tell me he's living with you?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay.
As I said, I'm bringing paperwork together to get custodial.
Guardianship. Okay.
To get him placement to stay there.
You know, I'm happy to, whatever you need, we're happy to give you. You know, we have a lot of resources here that we can always, you know, try to help you with, you know.
Appreciate you.
All you need to do is ask, you know, if you need tablets, cell phones. We can also do evaluations to see, you know, how we go forward. So I'm all ears and I'm with you, whatever you want, you know, whatever conditions you think are appropriate, we can put on it.
We just had an evaluation on the.
Is mom's the CW in the cases? Or?
So Judge, these are old cases from what I remember, 2022,
So
fair ID, the trespass.
Well, we have one terroristic threat of a peace officer or a judge. Is that right? I just.
Okay, this is what happened.
No. Don't. I just.
We just did a psych evaluation.
Okay.
And we were in the room. I hope I'm.
No, let's not, don't. It's really, it's.
I'll talk about that right now.
Yeah, that's something that we can do later, but at this time, I will leave him in your care, your, whatever you need, we're here to help you out with. The only thing I'm gonna ask is just you guys, just please stay in touch with Kavita. She will help you out. And I just don't want a 5th case, that's it. I'm with you. So how long do you want to set it out, Kavita?
I think maybe a 6-week, the evaluation, all the medical together and talk.
Okay. I'm gonna waive his appearance. That way he doesn't have to waste his time coming to court. But just be nice. Self-control. All these cases are because of no self-control. You get upset and you wait out.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I forgot. There was this one guy at the bar today who was going, he was going crazy, and he was really, really pissing me off. And he brought a dog into the restaurant. The dog was running all over the place. We got into a verbal dispute when it was time for him to pay his check and leave. And he, he was calling me all kinds of names. And at one point, he was like, "What did I do?" So I started listing everything that he was doing. And I said to him, like after I made this list of everything that he did to piss me off today, I said, "And you know why you're doing this? Because you have no self-control. Zero self-control." I loved it. Obviously, nobody else in the restaurant knew how wonderful it was for me to say that to that guy, but it was.
But think, it's okay. We all get angry. We all do. But just think before you act. Think before you speak. That's it. Listen to mom. If you ever need anything, come back and I can help you out with whatever you need. Just say the word. Okay?
No.
In regards to bond conditions,
It's a restaurant.
how did you want to handle that?
So the bond conditions that I'd like, it just, no contact with ever the terroristic threat cases and just no weapons. That's all I would like. It's not, my concern is that it was a healthcare provider, because that's what I was thinking. Is that someone that he's currently seeing? Do you know? Alex, who in the most recent case, who's the complaining witness?
The most recent case, let me see. It says the reporting party.
Oh, that case is upstairs. It's not even with us. I'm sorry,
Your Honor.
So disregard it. I thought it was with us.
Yes, Judge.
So the only condition is just no weapons. That's it. Okay. And just stay in contact with your lawyer. Okay. Absolutely. Mr. Halsall, good luck, bud. All right. Okay. Thanks, committee.
Thank you, Judge. May you be excused?
Just 6 weeks, what she asked. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Is that a lawyer or a defendant?
Okay. Are you ready? Come on up.
Never mind, Judge.
Yes, please.
Interpreter. I was wrong.
And Chavez, that's right. Good morning, Mr. Chavez. So you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand, sir, that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. When you plead guilty, you give up the right to appeal, meaning that.
I'm so sorry. MJD, Martha, thank you so much again for the PayPal. I really appreciate it. I wanted to say it at the beginning, but it's 4:30 in the morning, so my brain was not, I needed a bit of coffee to wake myself up. Thank you so much for the PayPal. I got some shirts with it that are really pretty, but they won't be in between March 3rd and March 6th, so we have to wait. But thank you. I really appreciate it. The other half went to electric so I can make more videos. Thank you.
You can never change this. Do you understand?
Yes, yes.
You were giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. Do you understand these rights that you're giving up?
Yes.
You also need to understand that there are no more proverbial slaps on the wrist. From now on, you are facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up in here. And if you're not in this country with permission, you do anything short of more than 6 hours, you will get an ICE detainer. So if I were you, I would never, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, get into a car and drive. Do you understand?
Yes, I
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will sentence you to 3 days in jail, give you credit for the 2. I'm going to suspend your ability to drive for 90 days. Do not drive, otherwise you're going to be right back over here, sir. What does your client do for a living, sir? What does your client do for a living?
He does a carpentry work, Judge. Labor work, Judge, the framing, that kind of thing. Home framing.
I'm asking this because there is a DPS surcharge that they usually tack on for around $3,000. I will waive this fee for you now, but I'm telling you on a DWI second, it's around a $6,000 surcharge on a DWI second. So get a clue. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You're allowed to make a mistake, but when you continue to make mistakes with you endanger other people's lives, there are serious consequences. Good luck, sir. All right, wait. All right,
Well, there's a portable device, Judge, that you've been.
we'll take it off.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, please. Yeah. Mr. Elick, is this your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. LZ.
Just trying to. Hang on.
It looks like you were charged with 2 cases. You were charged with criminal trespass. You're also charged with criminal mischief. On both of those, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 48 days in jail with credit for the 16 that you've done on the criminal trespass.
I do not, Charlotte.
They're dismissing the other case.
Yes, Your Honor. Time served on the criminal trespass and dismissing criminal.
Is this how you understand it, sir?
Yes.
You need to understand also that this charge will go on your record. You're now facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. Like I said, you give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, it stays on your record. Is this what you want to do?
Yeah, I believe so.
How do you plead? How do you plead to the offense, sir? Guilty.
I plead guilty.
All right, I'm going to find you guilty. I'll follow the agreement. Good luck to you, sir.
What about the enhancement?
Abandoned. Yeah. Or wait a second. Is it listed as?
It's listed as.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Yes.
He's got a. Is it true or come up, Mr. LG? Is it true or untrue that you had a prior terroristic threat, sir?
I'm on my medication, so I missed my medication. I have trouble getting my medication. I was just.
Did you have a prior terroristic threat in the past? It looks like from August of this past year with us.
Accidentally. Come on.
I don't remember it as terroristic, but towards you guys or?
No, just in general.
You had a case in this court
that you took 57 days time on, and that was August 20th of 2024. Do you remember taking that plea?
I believe I was in court before, but
that's all we need to know. That's it. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, are you ready? Come on up, counsel.
Your Honor, I'm here this morning on a motion to sub for David Restraining.
I signed it already. Yeah,
Thank you.
of course.
You are in future on that case.
Judge, on page 38 and 39. If someone picked up on the DWI,
Guevara Ortiz, come up.
he's in the holdover.
Oh,
Do you want to bring him up first?
let me see. Yeah, it looks like he does. You mind bringing him out, please? Oh, hold on a second. We need a translator anyway, so yeah, just yeah, please. But when we get a translator, we'll bring him up. Oh, thanks.
Took 57 days.
I don't remember it. This is Mr. Riley.
Yep.
Riley, last time he was here, your honor asked him to
Mr. Vaughn?
do some employment, which he's done. I've got proof of that.
Okay.
Schooling, I spoke to his mother and his aunt, and the issue there is, he doesn't like the school he's zoned to. It's not a great, fit for him. And so he's trying to get with the aunt, and there's just some logistical issues. But I spoke to both the individuals, and I mean, he's making good faith efforts to do it. He's just has not yet.
Is he here?
Yeah, he's here.
Okay. Ridley, come up. Is mom here?
That
I think I have some good attorney disbarments from Connecticut, Peg Leg, but I gotta watch and see. I might have some coming up.
Who's that?
Not today.
I spoke to her last night, and she wants, okay, yeah.
Is that mom? Hey, mom, come on up.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming. It's great. So what's going on with Mr. Ridley now?
I haven't had a chance to let him do like the holiday work schedule, but he's looking for a job and I'm trying to get him make two steps.
So you're not doing anything now? You stay at home and do nothing?
I was.
He's looking for a job.
I got put like 3-4 applications in.
School is more important, Mr. Ridley. You need to get your education, man. You need
No, but I do go outside with fried chicken and eat it when birds poop in my car.
a high school diploma. At worst comes to worst, we can give you paperwork so you can do the schooling at home and get your GED online at a minimum, and we can give it to you for free. But I mean, you're at home you're not working, you're not going to school, you're doing nothing to make life better for yourself. Life doesn't get easier the older you get. It gets more difficult. If you don't have a job, if you don't have an education, you will end up nowhere. And life sucks without money. Trust me. Do you understand? Okay. Do you mind giving them the paperwork, please? We need to be somewhere, Mr. Ridley. I'm going to give you another couple weeks, 2.5 weeks. At the minimum, be enrolled to start working on your GED. Do you understand? I'm also going to drug test you. I'm not going to let you there's no smoking weed, none of this. Do you understand? If I find that you're using, I'm going to revoke your bond. I'm going to keep you. Do you understand? All right.
One other issue, Judge, we would request, the complainant has made contact with the DA's office and let her thoughts be known on the case in a RIP call. And so we request that the no contact be just brought down to no threatening, harassing.
Who is it?
It's a girlfriend situation, Judge. And I spoke to DV about it. He reviewed it and said he was going to leave notes, that they had no opposition to that.
Well,
Yeah, or even something else.
And yes, that is correct. The RIP does say no conduct, so no threatening, harassing would be fine.
Okay. I will amend your bond condition, Mr. Ridley, to have no lasting contact with the complaining witness in this case. You're not to be in possession of any weapons. Do you understand? You need to start working on your education. Life doesn't get easier. Do you understand? That's my main concern. You graduate, you get your GED, we're all going to be jumping up and down because that's what you need. Without a high school diploma, you will literally make pennies when everybody else is making dollars. Do you understand? I'm bringing you back in 2 weeks. If you've done nothing, it's not going to go well. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, see you in 2 weeks. All right.
That was amended pretrial bond commission?
Yes.
What was the?
So on bottom of page 19 on Ridley, amending to no threatening or harassing, no weapons. All right, Will, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Aaron Jaggers, come up.
Go ahead and sign.
So they're going to dismiss the trespass. We go forward on the DWI second.
Yes, Judge.
You are charged of driving while intoxicated, second offense. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You know, you just heard what I said to this other gentleman here. Life doesn't get easier. It gets a lot more difficult the older you get. And when you start racking up convictions, all you're doing is you're making the life even just more difficult. If you have a drug and alcohol problem, there are ways to address it. But when you endanger other people's lives, you may end up digging a hole that's so deep you'll never crawl your ass out of it. And you'll be stuck like Chuck in custody for the next 40 years. It happens time and again. If you don't believe me, watch the news. Every single day, someone dies from a DWI in our county. Yesterday, a construction worker. Take an Uber. It's extremely easy. They make it so easy that all you literally have to do is push one button. Because I'm going to tell you now, with your history, if you ever get pulled over and an officer smells anything funky, you're going to go down. And this time, it's out of my hands. From now on, you're in felony court. You're 2 to 10 at the penitentiary. Even the faintest smell of alcohol. Do you understand, Mr. Jaggers?
Yes, sir.
Somehow we have to get through to you. Hopefully it doesn't take the fact that you sit there charged with a 5 to life case because you've done something that just can get a clue. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, these will go on your record. 1 and 1 are 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. A third, you're looking at 2 to 10 at the penitentiary. Do you understand?
Sir.
The rest of your life. What are you, 32 right now?
31.
31. You're going to be driving for the next 40 years. How do you plead to the offense of second offense driving while intoxicated? I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 330 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 113 days that you've done. I am going to suspend your license for 1 year. Do not drive until you get a license. What do you do for a living, Mr. Jaggers? How much money do you make a month?
0 right now. I'm appointed to this case, Judge.
So you're working for free? What?
Yes.
I don't know. Well, why would we reward him? He was to obtain a device he just never did.
He doesn't have a vehicle, Your Honor. I was notified by pretrial yesterday that there was this BVR. Talked to Mr. Jaggers about it. He didn't have a vehicle, and by his account, that didn't have a vehicle. He didn't know what to do. But he's here today.
So you just do whatever you want? I mean, this continue to happen over and over and over. I mean,
he spent, better part of 3 months in jail, awaiting resolution of this case. He has done that time, Your Honor. He's working now. I really believe that to help him get better, he needs to put this behind him and get started with a new phase of his life.
Mr. Jaggers, I'm going to waive the court costs and I'll waive the DPS fine and surcharge. Just take a damn Uber, man. It's not hard. One button on your phone. All this could be avoided by hitting one button on your phone. All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Newman. Great to see you, man. What's new?
Sorry, Jim. I'm so sorry. One quick thing. I got to approach on the case. It's just getting old. Frosto, F-R-O-U-S-T-O.
Okay.
The last contact I had with him was, you're waived today. If you want to take the plea today, please show up. He hasn't responded to me. That was.
Oh, he's not. So he's MIA with you?
He has been in really constant contact with me up until like a week or two ago. Also, I was notified by Procedural that he needs to go visit them.
So there's a BVR?
No, there's not, but he needs to go just check in with them.
So let's do this. I'm going to set up for bond forfeiture for a week.
Okay.
I mean, it's 193 days old. You get it. It's so SFBF 1 week.
Okay.
What does he offer?
Time served or I believe 15 months probation.
15 months probation, Your Honor.
Got it. Okay, so he's got to be here next week. If he fails to appear, then.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thanks. All right. Sorry.
All right, we got to see badass Judge Fleischer with his rugged look. It was great. We were in the middle of those trials, and I saw this, and I wanted to play it so bad, but there was no time, so I couldn't. And I'm finally glad that I got to show him with his little beard. Oh, Kelly, good morning. All right, guys, we made it to the end. This is going to automatically redirect you to OJ, so I will see some of you in OJ, and if you're a member, I might see some of you later, but you don't feel like you have to make it. It's not one of those crazy court cases that you can't miss, although there are some good parts. Bye, guys. See you in a little bit.
Got these lights that goes digital dreams through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom, eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted, sharp. In a way, there's no